day.
Right? I guess, could you imagine what basketball would have done for you in your world, or I guess what kind of initially sparked your love?
So the question is like, what has basketball done for me?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's like my life. So I've had a great life because of basketball, and it's opened a lot of doors for me, and I get to do something I love every day and at a high level, and so it's definitely been a joy.
When and how did you fall in love with basketball?
Definitely at a young age, super young. I played all sports growing up, but I enjoyed the fact that the thing about basketball is you played both sides of the ball. I didn't like that about football at times. Kind of irritating, only playing quarterback. And baseball was a little too slow for me. And basketball was fast-paced, and you could really just get the better of somebody and see who won head-to-head kind of in a matchup or something like that. So I enjoy that aspect of it. Yeah.
Payton, you were in the middle of the scrum and all hell broke loose the other night. What was your take on after the jump ball?
I mean, I have a couple takes. Obviously, the game kind of after that just went downhill from there, and maybe it was both sides to it. The refs aren't perfect, and neither are we. So maybe we need to learn to be better to control certain emotions, even when it's maybe the call ain't the right call. That's just maybe a growth step we'll take, and in another situation like that, we get better from it and we win the game that way, and we don't give through technicals. So I think that's what we talked about this morning. Like, refs ain't gonna be perfect, we're not gonna be perfect, so let's just try not to harp on it too much. Just play the game the right way.
Do you feel like when you come into the game and now the crowd is cheering because they immediately think you about to hit a three? Do you feel any more pressure to shoot once you get open? Like, how has your success shaped your game in terms of your approach when you come in?
Well, I don't necessarily feel like, I mean, maybe to some, you think they want me to shoot a three?
Yeah,
I feel like maybe at the end of the quarters, but I don't know. Maybe
when you come into the game, they're like, "Oh, he about to hit three in about a minute." Yeah.
I mean, maybe I take it as like maybe they thinking it's like a energy spark.
Yeah.
Because I like to think that I might be able to get an offensive rebound that they might get hyped, or I can get on the floor or something like that. I take it as a compliment, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm about to do when I go out there, and it's to play as hard as possible. And I feel like the crowd of Boston, they enjoy that aspect, and that's what they appreciate. So I hope I can continue that and give them that energy to get up and get going in the game.
It seems like a lot of times when there's those like high tension moments with Joe and the refs, Tony Dobbins is like one of the calming presences.
Yeah.
We don't really know a lot about like the assistants and what each person's like, but what is Tony like as a person?
I mean, it's exactly what you said. He's a very calming presence, a great human being, great basketball mind and stuff like that as far as basketball. But as far as a human being goes, he's one of the most patient people I've been around. I don't think you could ever say something bad about him. So it's spot on what you said.
What's your relationship with him like?
Oh, it's great. I've been with Tony now for 5 years, and we have a great relationship. I have a high level of respect for his basketball knowledge and just the person he is, the family man, the husband, and the father. So just all around a great human being.
Joe did get fined $35,000, but do you guys like to see that back from him?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. I mean, Joe's competitive, and we all enjoy that aspect of him. Very competitive. He wants to win every moment, every game, every day, and that instills that in all of us. And so I'm sure he didn't mind taking the fine, and we lost the game, but we'll be ready tonight.
These are two of the most prolific three-point shooting teams in the league, which is saying something this year. What do you think of the argument that there are too many threes?
Yeah, I feel like some teams should maybe not take as many threes, but those teams should not be us. Like why? We're the best at doing it. Why would we change? Like, that's the way we play. That doesn't mean. I feel like there's a conversation that the league is such it's like a copycat, and I feel like there's truth behind that. But I feel like what makes the league good is when there's multiple teams doing different things. Like if you have two dominant big men, then you should probably play through two big men. But what we do so good is spreading the floor and hitting threes, and that's why we're effective. And we're not going to change the ways. So I feel like a lot of teams think that the way to match us is by playing the same way. But yeah, when the Warriors were in their dynasty, I feel like the way to beat them wasn't to play their game. You had to play a different style to beat them. So because they were the best at what they do.
Do you think sometimes it takes time for the other teams to realize, like, you don't want to copy the team that just won, and it's almost like there's a natural correction that happens?
I think it's a different thing because you go to different teams, right? And they might be knowing that they're not championship contenders, but they have younger players. And so, we play so many games, you're not practicing as much as, like, a college setting. So, like, how do you develop guys? You know, you want to instill confidence in them to believe they could shoot, even if they can't shoot right away. Maybe after a year or two of them being confident to keep taking the shots, maybe that progresses into them becoming a 40% type shooter. But the problem is those 2 years, it might be a lot of losses that come with a guy shooting 5 missed threes in a row that leads to us hitting 3 easy threes. Like, that's the difference. So a lot of teams are just trying different things, growing guys and stuff like that.
Thanks.
Great. Appreciate it.